On a scale of 1 to 10, how rowdy is this thing on the street? Connor, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
Dude, thank you so much for bringing out your car. What are we looking at here?
Of course, man. This is my 1989 325 IS. So Powertrain, it's a R154 trans. The motor itself is a factory, all brand new factory bottom end GTE stuff. It's a GE block, and then the head is just GSC S1 cams. Okay. Ignition 1A coils, I mean, factory intake, you know, just typical basic build, honestly, yeah.
How much does it weigh? Do you know?
I think it's like 28.
28. And how much power is it making?
So it makes 566 on pump and then 774 on E.
Wow. So you're moving.
Yeah, it's probably too much for the chassis to handle on E. Like pump, it feels really good, but you know, honestly, it's, you know, you got to have the scare factor. So it's on AEM Infinity, is engine management, tuned by Vlad Yevshivenko, I think. I'm sorry if I butchered it, Vlad.
So what did you build the car for? Like, what's the intended purpose?
So right now I'm still on factory axles, which is kind of a limiting, you know, thing. But I built it, you know, just to, it's kind of sleeper, you know, like this is the first iteration, right? Like it takes a lot to get it to where it's at now. So, right. You know, I eventually want to wide body it. I think that would, you know, kind of step it up. I could fit more tire and actually hook. So
what are you using to put the power down right now? So we got, I noticed we got some, are these BBSs or these stock?
They were just like wheels that I found online. I think they're 10s in the rears and 7s up front. R888 Rs. Suspension just BCs.
One of the biggest things about this car that I think goes under the radar is the big brake kit. So if you look right here, he's got some Willwoods right behind those wheels right there. So what can you tell me about that?
So that is Willwood 6-piston up front and then 4 pistons in the rear. It was terrifying when I had it on factory brakes. Like it was concerning to be behind it. So it was, you know, I had to step up the brakes. So right. Yeah. And
I noticed that the interior is mostly stock. You have a little bit of, you know, personalization. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. So, you know, I always wanted to have like the quick release wheel and right. The digital dash, dude, like that is, it's so nice to just have everything right in front of you. To wire it into like the factory dash, it was just like not even worth the time, you know. Yeah.
The interior is absolutely immaculate in my opinion. I mean, is this all factory?
Yeah, so I think the seats were redone by the previous owner, but again, this chassis had 270 on it. Wow. Before when I picked it up before I took the old M20 out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's still like razor clean. Like, I mean, obviously you have like, you know, a little bit of, you know, fading here and a couple of little dings and scratches, but I mean, like overall, there's no dents, there's no rust, there's no nothing. This is a clean chassis.
Yeah, it was resprayed. Honestly, like my biggest concern was if it was rusty, because these things are, you know, prone to being real bad in certain spots. So like I knew that this is a swap I wanted to do. Like the E30 was my first chassis that I like fell in love with, you know, like growing up as a kid, you're like, oh, E30s are sweet, you know. So it was, you know, kind of just like the dream build, and finally was able to make it all happen.
Absolutely, man. What are you running for fuel?
I have a surge tank in the trunk.
Okay. If we take a peek at that?
Yeah, I have a AEM 340 in the factory tank that feeds Walbro 450 in the surge, and then I think there are 1350 injectors. It's nice not having to worry about slosh, and these tanks are not exactly the greatest for dealing with slosh, especially, you know, eventually I want to slide this thing and, you know, have a bit more fun and like on a track and stuff. So
Definitely.
Wanted to do it right the first time.
Oh yeah. Have you taken it to the direct strip yet?
I haven't, so I'm still on factory axles, so that's kind of my limiting, like I can't really launch yet. I mean, from a roll, it's a blast. I could definitely do some roll racing, but you know, you got to chunk up the change for some axles. So yeah.
Is it stock diff as well?
Yeah, so it's a factory 373 LSD that came in the car actually, and it's actually holding up pretty well.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how rowdy is this thing on the street?
If you get traction, it's rowdy.
If you get
yeah,
traction.
I mean, third and fourth on E is questionable, and you know, on a hot day like today, it'll be fun.
Well, are you ready to take me for a ride along, man? Yeah. Dude, I'm stoked.
Yeah,
Let's go get
I think you're gonna like it, dude. It's gonna be fun.
Honestly, the exhaust sounds pretty tame for the street.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted it to be like, you know, not obnoxious unless you're in it, you know.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. Oh my God. Just completely blew the tires off. Completely blew it off.
That's
wow.
like most gears when it's on E.
That's crazy, brother. Oh my God. Oh, this thing is smooth. Yeah. It's really, really smooth power delivery. That was beautiful. You smell the. Are you on E right now? Yeah. I was gonna say I can smell it. That was. Woo!
It's fun, man. It's such a like. It's so manageable too. Like this chassis, dude. Like when you light second or third and it kicks, like you just let off and it's fine. Like it's just happy to do it.
I mean, that's all you can ask for in a street car. And honestly, like the ride isn't that stiff. Like these BCs are doing major work. I love the interior on this. And is this like OEM?
No, so that's the Euro clock.
That's really, really cool.
It used to have like the whole.
Wow, that clutch is no joke.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot. No, it used to have like this trip computer thing that was factory, and it was like, well, that's completely useless.
Yeah. I really like the look of that. That's really, really cool. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's like an analog clock right there.
The dash could really use some love, but
a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not cracked or anything like that.
Well, it is under this.
Oh, is it just a cover? Oh, I see. Just a tiny little cover. At least it looks presentable. You could have fooled me. I lost my hat.
Oh no, did it go out the window?
No,
Oh, okay.
back here. Dude, it just forces you back. What was that, second?
That was third.
That was
Second to third.
Second to third. That second gear pull right there, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's just the right amount of fun, dude. It's so good.
It's perfect. That is the perfect power level.
Yeah.
Like it's right on the edge of like almost being too much.
Yeah, and honestly, like I do think that we are hazing a little. Like it's, I wish I could fit a bigger tire on the rear, but you know. Yeah. I rode passenger in it for the first time like recently, and it was like, oh, okay,
it's a whole
like
other experience.
Yeah, like when you're used to it, like you don't think like now I'm like, yeah, I would want more power. Not that I can like the chassis can handle it, but it's like, okay, yeah, I can see now why guys are chasing the high numbers. Like it all checks out.
Do you find it addictive, like trying to go for those higher powers?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a big like just numbers guy. Like to me, it's like I don't care. You know, I was looking for reliable and sustainable. Like how long can it make this power? Right. You know, it's like on E, I'm kind of at the cusp of like what the bottom end should probably get. You know, like probably 8 something crank. Like you know, that's kind of limiting on, you know, factory, what are the caps in the bottom end. So it's like, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you never know when it could pop, but as long as you're doing like, you know, at least somewhat conservative power, like, should be all right.
And dude, when it's on pump, like it's so much more just like driver friendly, you know, it's not that like crazy tried to kill you. I just threw this short throw in it, so it's not exactly.
Guys, this thing's a freaking blast. It's so much fun.
It just never gets old.
Never.
It never gets old.
Oh, that wastegate opens?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's a glorious sound.
I mean, I think I would like recircuit eventually, but again, I mean, I did this all by myself in my garage, like, you know, 2 months over the winter, just threw it together. It's like it was easier to, just easier to dump it than to, you know, try to tie it in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This thing's beautiful, man. I really appreciate you taking me for a ride. I mean, this is a treat. Hey, if you guys like Connor's stuff, check out his Instagram. We'll put it down below. But what's your Instagram?
It's Connor_James.
Okay, cool.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Of course, man. Of course. God! Oh, this thing's wild. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today here on TRC. Connor, thank you so much for bringing your car out, man. Really appreciate it.
It's been a blast, for sure.
This is a solid build, man.
Yeah,
very, very solid build.
Thanks so much.
We'll see you next time, brother.
Yeah, sounds good, dude.
Oh, my God.